Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we will take few minutes to understand how this practice can help for us to develop our inner awareness, clarity, and at the same time, how it helps us to develop our profitable skills. Because practicing meditation is a kind of a moment you take yourself to brush up, clean, refine your own mind, and after that, you have to use it in day-to-day life. So as you know, when it comes to our human life, this very conditional life, this very ordinary life, we are full of habits. So mostly we repeat that habits. Repeating habit is a nature, but still we have to remember. So whatever we have done in the past, without repairing, without observing, without understanding, without developing a clarity ourselves, repeating that itself doesn't work. So then it's kind of like we go round and round, up and down in life, and there is no end. So when it comes to our life, we all hear about the suffering. So the suffering is not something belong to the world. So when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, the world is not this earth or this universe. It is a conventional way we just to practice point of view regarding this material world, even though we mention it as the world, when it comes to reality, the world itself means our own body and mind. So the world is suffering means not these outside things. It's about our inner behavior. So then how things transform to suffering like that way? It happens as a result of our point of view. There's nothing wrong with that, any other things. Any situation you can take as a profitable situation, and any situation you can take as unprofitable situation according to the way you think. And according to the way you think and you understand and you react on the top of that. So when it comes to that kind of environment, when the situations happens, when we integrate with the outside world, we depending from perception with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So out of that perception, we use our past experience to understand the present moment of the perception, and then we mix that all inside us. And that is where this suffering, the salad going to happen. The suffering, whatever happened is not suffering. Then what is happening in the moment is not suffering. Then that whatever happened, we take as your experience, and the present moment, whatever happening, it take as a reality. When we take this reality and using our past experience, once we try to analyze it, in that very moment, unhappiness, unsatisfaction can happen. And at the same time, maybe you gain the satisfaction also, the same method. This both happiness and unhappiness, the both. Still, if you use your past experience to analyze the present moment, then it's not going to become a profitable skill. For that, we call this frame of reference. So the framing, we develop a structure to reference that whatever the perception happened to us. Through that way, we analyze the world. So then, we always, wherever we go, we always carry that frame of reference with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So that frame of reference, it's already happened because of the culture, tradition, the schooling system, the believing system, and the religion. So that all the things that you used to practice bring develop the frame. So then when you have that frame of reference, wherever you go, you always look from that frame. Then you're not going to see what is outside. Because whatever outside you put into that frame, and then you develop the same thing that whatever you used to keep doing. And when the frame of reference becomes stronger, it is very difficult to break. So that's another way. It's a little bit more stronger than the point of view, because the point of view in the moment, this moment point of view can change tomorrow, but the frame of reference not going to change like that. It deeply defines our character. And once you are, and it deeply defines your identity. So that's the thing. Point of reference, that the frame of reference everywhere take you with that identity, and then it not allow you to see out of the frame. So then once you become more comfortable with that, what happens? So whatever that we experience, we start to struggle to put into that frame. That struggle itself becomes suffering. So remember, according to our past experience, we build up the frame of reference. And once you build up that frame, wherever you go, moment by moment, out of your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that whatever the perception arise, you always try to put into that frame of reference and try to understand. That itself bring the struggle. So that is how our frame of reference bring the suffering to ourselves. So first you have to understand that. First you have to understand, you have to come to the point to accept you have a point of reference, that the frame of reference. And that is what who you are. If you don't drop it, you're not going to see something new. It can become meditation, it is any spiritual practice or anything. So dropping, getting out of that our own frame of reference is one of the most difficult things. Why? Because it defined our character. That's why. It has a deeper history into you. Even your DNA, another way we call that your blueprint, has a deeper relationship to frame of reference. And even you die, you can born with that same frame of reference. And that we call, it's another way that the habitual pattern. And another way you can call it as memory. That memory we collected. So to get out of this frame of reference, the very first thing you have to have intention to be clear. That is what we don't have mostly. We try to maintain things. We don't have authentic, realistic intention ourselves to become very clear. We are always try to carry the frame of reference and keep it to other things and put things to inside it and try to gain it. So that way, we can't get out of it. So then, breaking the frame of reference, the key point is openness. Willing to know, willing to listen, willing to understand. So that will help you to develop the ability to get out of the frame of reference. And once you develop that ability, what happens? The very next thing, when you go into outside, you have to understand when you are interfering with other people, when situations come, you have to understand that all other people also have their own frame of reference. That is the second step. Actually, we can put as the third step. Why? Because the first one, you have to understand you have a frame of reference. Then you go to the second step. That's mean you are willing to get out of it and you are willing to become more better rather than carrying that frame of reference. The third step is you have to understand each and other person carry their own frame of reference. So once you know that, you little bit become back up when you interfere with others. That is one of the major key points when it comes to your own personal development. Because it will help you to see, rather than holding to your frame, you start to understand what is their frame of reference. And that is a kind of like a very analytical way of understanding. It is not judging. Remember, we can't judge people. Conventionally, we just know kind of like according to behavior of our mind, we try to categorize people. We can't judge people. See that we don't know what other people can do, what are capable. We think, oh, I know this, I can judge, but we don't know really. Even ourselves, we don't know. How we can see that what other people are going to do? We don't know. So that not knowing sometimes become our judgment, and we hold it to that. That is not the judgment. So somehow, once you capable to analyze and recognize and understand. So this openness bring the ability to understand others' frame of reference. So that is the third step. So now you know your frame of reference, and you keep the openness rather than hold it to it. And the third step, you recognize that other person frame of reference. Once you know that, rather than hold it to your frame of reference, if you are capable to right away to build up a frame of reference according to the other person, other situation, that the situation you go through the moment, you build up a harmony. It's called another way called the communion. And out of that communion, we build up the community, and our communication come out of that. So now your frame of reference change and build up, and according to the situation. And then in that very moment, what happened? There is no struggle yourself to bring others' frame of reference or the ideas or the character or the behavior to put inside your frame of reference. So you are more capable, you develop the mechanism with the awareness to right away change and build up your frame of reference according to that person point of reference, the frame of reference. And then you release the struggle. And rather than the struggle, what happens when you understand and when you try to change yourself, when you try to change your frame of reference, when you try to change your point of view, so this whole system start to react in a certain different way. Your ability of strength, an ability of clarity, ability of understanding, ability of flexibility, this everything, ability of being humble, this everything build up in you. So that is one way bring all the profitable skills to yourself. That is what you need. So then it is more deeply you transforming your inner world. And then you're not going to change anyone or struggle with other people's point of the frame of reference, but you become more flexible. So just imagine for a day, if you meet two people, what happened? And according to that two people, you change your frame of reference and understanding, and at the same time, you have to be more humble to change yourself to other person. And it build up the harmony. And not only that, and when you have that ability, it build up the compassion. You do it with the compassion. It's kind of like the parents and the newly born babies. See how that parents, adapt to that situation. Even though they are, young, strong, but with the babies, they change their frame of reference, their character, their behavior, and they transform in a certain way. It is not more, it is not nothing to do with physical, it's more mentally. This is what. So once you're capable, what happens? You start to get out of your frame of reference, and wherever go, and according to that situation, you build up that frame of reference. So when it comes to animal world, this honeybee is the most one of the advanced mechanism carried with changing frame of reference according to the environment. Honeybee, they are capable to adapt right away and according to any situation, and with the pollination and collecting honey and going and looking for the flowers. And as you know, one in the beginning, one honeybee go and find somewhere some flowers and come back, and it start to show acting in a certain way to other honeybees where are these flowers, and then other honeybees go there. So they don't have any kind of build up this personal permanent character behavior. So but when it comes to other most of the animals, it's not like that. Especially like cats, dogs, and elephants, cows, that most of that others have the jealousy, anger, and that kind of behavior. And they always hold it to. As example, if you have a puppy, you love that puppy and you touch that puppy, and but if you bring a new puppy, this are going to go crazy sometimes. And sometimes there are dogs attacked to newly born babies. Why? Because before the baby come to the family, the parents used to used to be with the dog, and they used to play and take care and give the love. And now when the baby come, the dog neglected, and then they get bad. So what they do? They go and attack the baby. But the honeybee is not like that. Honeybee doesn't have this frame of reference. It always adapt. So like that, build up a mental quality yourself. You should know that we all have our own frame of reference, and then recognize it, and then develop yourself a method to be open and get out of it. And once you know other people, and remember they have a frame of reference, the frame of reference, and right away get out of, break down your frame of reference and build a frame of reference according to their frame of reference. And then what happens? So as you know, ordinary person have a struggle when they find any information, they try to put that whatever their information into their frame of reference. So, but now when you become the same like their frame of reference, when you change, what happened? There is no struggle for them. See that how that your abilities, flexibilities, see that your change, bring the change to others. So once you understand, once you develop it, once you be with it, once you work with it, and then what happens? So itself, the moment of awareness is going to become more sharp and clear. So once you have that clarity, your journey become more comfortable. Even though situations come, and you become more flexible rather than the resistance, and you going to experience more insight. You start to work with the insight. And the other thing is that your awareness become more vivid. And not only the vivid, that awareness, you be in the moment and recognizing and experiencing, and it become more truthful to yourself, because it is anymore not a concept or the idea or dogma or believing. It is a moment of experience, and your transformation is a moment of experience, and you are consciously take that decision and you consciously experience it and you be with it. Then there is no separation. So that is what, once you tune to that, your life going to become more grounded, and it become more meaningful, it become more vivid, it become more authentic, and it become more realistic. So then remember, from today, don't carry your frame of reference. Develop ability to build a frame of reference according to the environment, according to the situations, according to other people. And first build up that. Keep that ability. It's become, once it become a skill, in the very next level, you will understand how you can develop it to higher level. So with that, let's get into practice now a little bit. So your right palm on your left hand, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy. So take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamni sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addhaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.